Hello Aries, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. First card, Seven of Cups. Very interesting. Let's put that into some context here. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Oh, and right away we've got the Eon card. We've got, this is, Star as well. This is really nice. A lot of major arcana, a lot of really, really strong energies. So I kind of feel like this Seven of Cups is kind of the current state of negativity that we might be trying to get out of. It is some kind of a swamp that's like holding us down. You know what I mean? Holding us back. But let's quickly do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is the card that we select randomly. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. And we're going to set it down right over here. We're going to put the little alien on top, and they can hang out right over there. And hopefully at the end of the reading, that will tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need at the end. Okay, so let's take another look here. We've got major, 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 bunch of major arcana. We've got some earth, we've got some water, we've got some fire, a little more water. So what we don't have really is any swords cards. But we do have air. It may not look like it, but this star card is some air energy. This is that Aquarian energy that we really have to look forward to in our future. This is our destiny, right? And I feel like this is our destiny awaiting us. It's right in front of us, and we're now taking the initiative to move in towards it, okay? So this is very significant. The fact that it is in this position of what's right in front of you is very revealing too, because I feel like right now we're kind of stuck in this Seven of Cups. So let's talk about this. This is some negativity. I think in some area of your life, maybe generally, we're kind of in a bit of a swamp right now. And we feel like we're in quicksand, right? Maybe there is something that you know you need to move on from, let go of, get past, right? We need to start moving toward the future rather than just kind of wallowing where we are, right? So the Seven of Cups is whatever that quicksand really looks like for you. This is just, not wanting to really engage with our friends or our family, not finding interest in the things that we once enjoyed doing. If this is now occupying our time doing those things that we know are not good for us, okay? Because something happened that kind of put you in this mode, right? Let's look at the recent past with the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is showing that recently there was something in your life that kind of abruptly changed. It was perhaps the ending of a relationship, the loss of a job, the loss of a loved one, right? God forbid. Something changed in your life, in your physical world. Could be an injury, could be an illness, could be the loss of something that was dear to you, right? A job, a pet, a plant. Something changed, right? It may not necessarily be a loss, but something's different than it was. And I think that it has kind of put us in the Seven of Cups mode, right? the Seven of Cups is interesting because it's the problem, but it's also the solution, right? It says that, look, we're kind of stuck in this limbo. We may be indulging in things that we know aren't really good for us, but they're comforting. We're having trouble getting started, getting moving, figuring out what to do, where to go, or maybe we know where to go. We're just finding there's a lack of motivation to go. Okay. But the sevens are a very fiery energy, right? 7 is a very fiery number. So it shows that that motivation is inherent in the situation that you're in, right? All we need is perhaps a little bit of imagination, a little bit of creativity, a little bit of kind of just getting mad and just getting up and doing it. And I know that sounds a lot easier than it is in practice, but we have this fiery energy within us that we can activate to get ourselves out of this Seven of Cups situation. Now, I see that covering, let's put these back, covering the Seven of Cups today is this Eon or Judgment card. And that really is this idea that there is just like this magical doorway. Let's say like it's just right in your living room. It's right there in front of you. And it's the painful thing. This is maybe hearing the wake-up call that this situation is providing for you, right? Maybe it is maybe it is waking you up to something if you choose to look at it that way. I think the problem is we're kind of lost in some of this water energy that we're not really looking at the door. Because this is a really bright neon sign that says, hey, go this way. Because right through this door is your star, your destiny, your true self, your connection with God, Goddess, deity, your inspiration, right? Your aspiration. So this doorway, it's a fiery doorway. It is a kind of accepting the painful truth. It's waking up to the reality, even if it's kind of harsh. And there's a blessing in that, right? Because it's getting us away from the situation that has been disappointing or has been, painful or sorrowful. Whatever it might be, whatever has changed. So this is what is kind of literally right in your living room right now is this door. I mean, the door to the outside, the door to the future, the door to saying, okay, I'm not going to stay here in this quicksand anymore. I'm going to accept what has happened, accept this new state of affairs, right, as an opportunity, as a virtual doorway to your destiny, to your future, to what's going to be an even better life. Whatever has happened now, trust me, it's going to be a blessing in disguise. Okay? And I think that's kind of what we see here with the way this energy is configured. It seems like this is just, this water, this Seven of Cups is really, it's kind of disguising this beautiful future, these blessings. The Eon and the Star card are amazing. It's a portal to outer space. It's a doorway. It's a wormhole to, an alien civilization, to something just unbelievable and phenomenal. But it's being kind of covered up by, I'm kind of a sci-fi nerd if you haven't really noticed. It's covered up by this really stinking water energy, right? And so we're not really looking for it. Something's changed and it's not really that pleasant. And that's where we are. But underneath it all, Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a function of our emotions, a function of our love. And this is the function of celebrating others, right? Of celebrating ourselves too, but it's an active expression of thankfulness, gratitude, celebration, appreciation. The Three of Cups, it's not always just a, hey, you just want to go out and party. It could be that. But it's this idea that we're partying for a reason, So we're finding the silver lining in the situation. We are realizing that this is a blessing. That yes, now because of this situation, think of all the good that you can do. Think of the fact that your destiny is so close. And yes, to get to our destiny, I don't know if you believe in destiny or fate, if you believe that you can fully become who you were meant to be, right? If you could fully be that star, if you could be someone who has the disposition to cultivate and sustain an appreciation for everything in your world, all of the events and things and people and relationships that make up your field of experience, right? Kind of paraphrasing Ames and Hall here. They did a really wonderful philosophic translation of the Tao Te Ching, which I really like. When we realize that, there's a sense of joy in there, even in this kind of situation where we're sort of covered up by this water energy. And even in this kind of muckety-muck, we can still feel this underlying sense of joy and appreciation. It's almost this connection. It's almost like having this joy and appreciation and celebration of life itself, of your relation in the universe, right? And now, whatever this Two of Pentacles is, I don't know exactly what that is, whatever has changed in your life, if we choose to look at the bright side, I mean, just looking at the card here, we could look at the bright side or the dark side of it. Yeah. If we look at the bright side of it, there's a lot of advantages here. We just have to find them and appreciate them. We should appreciate this experience for whatever it has to offer us, even though we may not know what it is yet. That brings us to the next card, this moon energy. We may not know what we aspire to. We may not know that just on the other side of this darkness is going to be a new day, right? That we just kind of have to, we have to almost stick it out until the truth of it is revealed to us, until we kind of wake up in the morning. There's the sun here on this moon card that's just about to rise. So it's this idea that things seem dark and dismal right now, but what we need to remember is that in a few hours it will be a new day. Okay, and that new day brings light, brings clarity, brings understanding and perception, brings will, brings warmth, right? Brings a lot of joy. So right now it may feel like this is a difficult thing or even an impossible thing. And that, of course, is just part of this Seven of Cups. That is really acting as a veil between all of these other energies, really being a veil to all of this stuff. We're confused, it's dark, we don't know what's going on, but this card's here to tell you that things are going to be absolutely wonderful. The sun is just about to rise. And as that sun rises, I think you'll be able, if you so choose, now this requires an act of will, you'll be able to see through this, the cloudy, dirty, muddy waters of the Seven of Cups. And we'll be able to see, I should have put these in a different order. We'll be able to see the bit of a silver lining. We'll have, maybe not see exactly the silver lining yet or exactly what needs to be done. But with the Three of Cups, we'll at least have an appreciation for the situation that says, hey, this isn't as bad as I thought. There's going to be a lot of benefits here. Maybe this was the best thing that could have happened to me. When I attempted suicide I think it was almost 15 years ago now. Gosh, I'm getting old. When I woke up in the ICU and I had received a transplanted liver. I thought it was the worst day of my life. Could not be any more depressed. But after a few days, once I got out of the hospital and I started, walking again and driving again, I'm getting a little choked up. I realized that that incident was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. And I would say that to people, and they'd look at me like I was just nuts, And it's really something that's difficult to understand, difficult to communicate. But it's as if the universe or spirit or fate or destiny or just pure dumb luck has put us right here in this position right now as an opportunity to do so much more, as an opportunity to reconnect with the universe, with the people, an opportunity for us to merge with the totality, right? We're a particular little speck of dust in the universe, right? But we're still part of the whole. We're still part of the totality. And I think that when we break it down to just a fundamental, real basic existence level thing, we can find our appreciation for still being here, even though we're in a bad situation or we've had some unfortunate event in our life. There still can be this tremendous appreciation for even the negative events and the potential positive future events that we're going to be creating right now, that we're working toward. It's difficult to explain, but maybe you're resonating with that a little bit. Anyway, so with the light of a new day, we can begin to appreciate our position because of the opportunity that it provides us to connect and love and be part of the totality and to explore our potential and the opportunities that are before us, right? To cultivate and maintain that disposition that allows us the greatest opportunity to really maximize and appreciate our relationship with the totality, right? Everything that's in our field of experience. And we want to expand that field of experience. So it gives us this fiery motivation that we need to accept the painfulness of this situation, whatever it was. You lost your dog, you lost your job, they canceled your favorite TV show. I don't know. Could be anything. But to see that as an opportunity, it's a difficult thing to transition our perception. Yeah. But this is that doorway that we need to go through. And it could be in some ways that this experience itself is the painful doorway, the fiery doorway that you're passing through right now at this moment. And on the other side, your destiny awaits you. Star energy, beautiful energy. You're discovering more about who you are. You're able to use your own kind of spiritual mass spectrometer to see what you're made of, right? Because you're this star. This is your future, but this is you. This is the universe. This is the totality, but this is the particular too. So you're finding out what you're made of. You're learning a little bit more every moment of where you're going, what you're doing, what you want to do, what you feel drawn to, right? If something was removed from your life, well, there's space now for more, for new, for novelty. We're expanding our field, right? We're expanding our awareness, our consciousness, our perception. It's a star energy, beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. I think this is absolutely wonderful. I'm not worried about this at all. I think that with the way we have these cards today, This Seven of Cups stands no chance against all of this wonderful energy. Moving over to the path of the Serpent now, we start with this Tower. And the Tower is another card that says it's an abrupt change. I think that Two of Pentacles that we saw in the recent past, or kind of what happened yesterday, you know, I feel like that was an abrupt change. It was unexpected. But now with this Tower energy, I feel like you're doing something unexpected. Now it's your turn to be abrupt, you know. This is that kind of, explosive energy that's going to deadlift 500 pounds. You know, it's not a slow, gradual standing up. It's you're stand straight up at attention immediately, right? You spring up as fast as you can. So this isn't a lot of debate, it's not a lot of consideration, right? We don't see any of that air energy here. We don't see any swords, confusing things, mixing things up, getting us all turned around. We don't see the air energy, pulling us in different directions. The only air energy that we have is the star energy. This is the only communication we need, is this the readout on the spiritual mass spectrometer to tell us who we are and what we're made of and kind of where we're going. That's the only communication we need right now. That's the only kind of thinking we need. This is a card that doesn't debate, it acts. It makes a change right here, right now. Doesn't have to be drastic, doesn't have to be a major thing. You don't have to tear your whole world down. But change one thing, do something right now. If you've been at home for the week, well, take a shower, put on a shirt, go out. Go do something, right? Go connect with nature, perhaps. Let's look at the next card. Maybe this will give us a clue. The Hermit, yeah. See, the Hermit is also the problem and the solution, right? Because the Hermit turns its back on things and isolates, or it can. Every card has light and shadow, okay? So the Hermit is kind of representative of us turning our back on the reality of the situation, turning our back on the totality, turning our back on the field of experience and isolating ourselves. I am one particular unit with feelings and problems, and I'm not even thinking about anything outside of me. Yeah, I'm thinking about what happened. Well, I'm thinking about what this Two of Pentacles was, but only in relation to me and how I feel about it, right? So the Hermit can be very isolating. And the goal here is not to isolate the particular, not to isolate ourselves from our field of experience, from the flow of life, from the universe, right? We always talk about communing with the universe, or having this, relationship with the universe, being part of the whole, of expanding our awareness. Yeah, go do something new. The light side of the Hermit, so to speak, is the fact that there is this lamp within us, which is basically the star, right? That even in our isolation, we can get this sense of the whole, of the totality, right? And that's I think the Eastern mystics knew this all the time. When you meditate on yourself long enough, you realize that Atman is Brahman, right? That the particular is the totality. So there's no difference. We're choosing mentally, physically, spiritually to try to isolate ourselves from the totality, but that's why we experience difficulty, generally, relatively, maybe metaphysically. So the Hermit is also saying, look, you need to commune with nature, right? We're saying get out of the house with the Tower. Do something, change something. What you've been doing mostly lately, do something a little different. Do something spontaneous, do something novel, something new. Go to a new park, go to a new lake or a river, go for a walk, go explore a new part of the city. Just get out under the sky, whether it's blue or gray where you live, whether it's sunshine or rainy, whether it's hot or cold. Go out and be closer to nature. Even if you live in a city, I'm sure you can still find a piece of grass somewhere. Just hold it in your hand as you walk. Because the Hermit card is some Virgo energy, right? And that's kind of like we need to kind of go back to mother a little bit. You know, we need to reconnect with that this force that brought our awareness into being, that brought our awareness into this relative separation, into this illusory perhaps, but this apparent separation from the totality. Is the earth that has borne us into this predicament that we're in. So we need to reconnect, right? This card's about reconnecting. Now, next card. Got in the position of what we don't want. We don't want Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is struggle. Seven of Wands is continuing to fight even though you are pretty sure you're going to lose, right? Seven of Wands. Pretty sure we're going to lose. It's not guaranteed, but it feels like we're really getting beat up, and it's going to take a miracle if we're going to win this fight. Yeah. But this is exactly what we need. We need this will to live, right? The will to fight no matter what, even though maybe we will lose, maybe not, maybe we'll win, maybe a miracle will happen, maybe, who knows, right? This is a card about not giving up. You don't want this. You don't want to have to struggle against a kind of impossible situation. But you need to. You need to continue fighting to get through this doorway and get to your star, get to your destiny. And that's a difficult thing. It feels like this star perhaps is very, very far away. And maybe it still is. Maybe the data that we're receiving from our senses and from our intuition is coming in very, very slowly from the star, and we're having a difficult time figuring out who we are, what we're made of, where we're going. But we don't give up. We need to not give up. That's this card here. Even though life's going to beat you up sometimes. That's just the way it is, right? And we might be a little bit more affected by that beatdown, or it might take us longer to recover from that beatdown. The more we feel like we are an isolated unit and the rest of the world is out there somewhere. As long as the more we distinguish ourselves from the totality, I feel like we are an isolated unit, the longer it's going to take for us to recover from those occasional, getting roughed up by the universe a little bit. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Now let's look at the next card here. Final card here, the Queen of Cups. All right. The Queen of Cups could literally be a maternal figure in your life. Could be, it could be this catharsis or this emotional release that happens when we do start reconnecting with the totality, with nature, with the earth, with the universe, maybe with other people in our lives, right? When we start re-engaging with the world, when we start really unfolding our destiny and pursuing our star and going through these fiery, painful experiences in order to get a little bit closer to that destiny, right? It could unleash a lot of emotion because I think you're a very, very deep person. Now, Aries, this card kind of is the exact opposite of Aries, right? This is water on water, Queen of Cups. It seems a little counterintuitive for an Aries, but I think it's exactly what Aries needs right now. You need this fiery energy. You need to push, push, push. You need to to take charge and make changes, do something different, seek novelty and connection. You need to do so with willpower, right? With intention. But we need to also be soft and be yielding. We need to allow all of this fiery energy, all of this pushing, all of this struggling to then change into its opposite, which is almost a surrendering, almost a yielding, almost a floating in this pool now and just being part of the water, going with the flow of the universe. We're no longer a separate entity. I mean, we are, okay, it's relative, but now we are part of the totality. We realize that both can be true. We can be a particular unit of existence, and the rest of the universe is out there somewhere. At the same time, we realize that we are part of that totality. We are part of the whole. And it's all a continuous dance, really. It's all a continuous movement. Nothing ever stands still. But if we try to fight against that flow or that dance or that river, it's going to be rough. If we go out on the dance floor and we're trying to do our own dance, everybody's doing the, the polka or something, and we go out there and we try to dance some hip-hop, we're going to start bumping into everybody, right? We need to go with the flow of the universe a little bit. I'm not a dancer. So I think that's a lot about what this card is. It's just kind of this peaceful understanding of that. It's a peaceful experience. It's all of this fire now kind of flipping itself around into this water energy. I think this is a really wonderful card for you. But now let's look at this mystery card. Thank you, Alien, for helping us out here. For the mystery card, I think honestly it might just be some air energy, because we haven't had any of that. And it seems like that's going to be the way things roll. Let's see, yeah. I have 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords is still telling me that the biggest problem with getting out of this 7 of Cups situation, getting out of this, is this idea that that life is a win-lose game. That life is us versus them. That there always has to be a loser. And, we don't, obviously no one wants to be the loser. Everybody wants to be, to come in first place, win the prize, and be declared the winner. But this is part of the perception that is causing, it's a reinforcing thing, right? The more we experience these 2 of Pentacles things, whatever this was, the more we experience that, the more we reinforce this idea that I lost, and that sucks, I don't like it, next time I'm not going to lose, right? Until, of course, we get to the point where we just don't want to fight anymore, where we consider, well, if I always lose, why am I going to keep playing the game? Yeah. So we have to change something about this perception, and try not to look at it as, when you're experiencing difficulty, that somehow someone else has gotten the upper hand, that you've lost, that the universe doesn't like you, or whatever it might be, right? The 5 of Swords is a lot of that kind of that inner monologue that is mostly negative, but we have to listen. We have to hear what we're saying to ourselves if we're going to redirect it. If we're going to make this kind of tower energy abrupt change, this could be an abrupt change in our thinking too. It doesn't have to just be like going outside, We need to change multiple things, perhaps. But I think there's a reason why the air energy isn't on the table at the beginning, because we're trying to communicate with that star. But I think now for the mystery card, we have a little bit of that air. This is the thing that is going to prevent us from getting out of that cups and into that star energy, right? Out of this, through this doorway, and into that star energy. Anyway, we should get to the extended. I know this is going kind of long. If you would like to stick around for the extended, just click on the link that's right up there. That will give you access to every extended reading, not just Aries, but for every sign, so you can cross-watch. You can check your other placements. Thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me read for you.